Hey guys, welcome back to the Girl Gone London channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin. I'm an American who's lived in the UK for almost 10 years. I really hate that intro now. I need a new intro. Shelby's dog is about to ask to come in, so hold please. Say hi.
This is Larry.
This is Larry. Hi. Hi, baby.
Hi, bud.
Oh God. No, I know they say dogs. Okay, all right. We've gone from Emily's like tiny cat. This is a Texas-sized dog.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So my name is Kaylin. This is Shelby. That was Larry. And Shelby is one of my best friends from elementary school, and we've been friends all of these years. I'm visiting her in Texas. And in this video, we are going to quiz her. I found a quiz on British culture that you should know before you go to the UK. So we're gonna see like how much you're prepared for your next trip. I feel like I should have sent this to you before you left.
say I've been twice now.
She's been twice.
The pressure is on.
So we're gonna see, and people always love these videos because they want to see kind of how stupid Americans are. No, I mean, that's the point of this video.
Fair enough. I'm here for it.
Hey guys, it's me interjecting in my own video, editing in my childhood bedroom, as you can see by the Winnie the Poohs. I just want to let you know, if you're watching this in real time and not 10 years later, tomorrow, Saturday the 18th of September at 2:30 p.m. British Standard Time, which is 9:30 a.m. East Coast time, I am going to be doing a live stream on my Patreon, the first monthly live stream ever, and it is going to have a special guest. That's right, my best friend Emily. So Emily and I are going to be doing a live stream, answering people's questions, responding to some comments, some hate comments and otherwise, and we'd love for you to join us. But again, this is going to be on Patreon, so if you're not a member, definitely check out the link down below. I'll have the link to my Patreon. I will open this live stream up to any of the tiers. So the lowest tier is £5 per month. It is not something that you have to sign up for a year in advance or anything like that. You can sign up for a month, cancel, stay on, whatever you want to do. And again, this is in addition to the content that I regularly have on this channel. So the content on this channel that I regularly do is not going away, but on Patreon, we are going to have some extras for people who want to join us over there. So like I said, tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's wrong, 2:30 p.m. British Standard Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be live streaming on Patreon, so make sure to join before then if you want to catch it. If you watch this later, you can always watch the replay. And I think that sums it up. The extra video this week on Patreon is going to be another quiz with Shelby, so if you're interested in more of my friends that you're not seeing on the YouTube channel, then definitely check it out. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the video and hope to see you at the live stream. This cutie back here, who is tired of us filming videos, he wants attention. But we took him for a mile walk today.
We did. He took us all around the neighborhood.
We're good. Okay, so are you ready for the quiz?
I think so.
Okay, so what makes up the United Kingdom? Okay. Is it Wales, England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland? Wales, England, and Scotland? Wales, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and the Republic of Ireland. You've only got 3 choices.
Okay, so it's Wales, England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland.
Yes, you are very smart. Next question. Which title do many British women use to avoid indicating whether or not they are married? Mrs., Miss, M-I-S-S, or Ms., M-S?
Ms., M-S.
That is correct. Do we use Ms. here?
Yes, but I feel like people here, it doesn't necessarily have the same like married, not married connotation.
I also think that. And I use Miss, M-I-S-S, and I always have, and I didn't change it when I got married because I didn't take Guy's last name. And so it was always like, I wasn't like Miss, I'm still Miss, but it's just all made up anyway. Like, right? You just decide for yourself.
Yeah, I don't know that growing up I ever really like knew the difference.
Yeah.
At some point I think I looked it up, which is why I know this.
So, Ms.
I think it was actually when I was addressing my wedding invitations and you're supposed to use the formal title, and I didn't understand what I was supposed to use for which people. Apart from the married one, that one's obvious.
Right. Okay, so you're ready to go to the UK so far.
Okay.
Next question. What is the minimum compulsory school leaving age in the UK? 16, 18, or 21? So at what age do you have to go to school until?
I feel like it's not as long as here.
That's correct.
So 16.
That is... Submit this answer. That's correct. You can leave at 16.
Okay.
I would not advise it.
Is it common? Do people often leave at 16?
I don't think so, but it's like at 16, I can... Again, I always... If this is wrong, comment below. At 16, so we have to go until 18.
Right.
If you're 16 and you're like, I'm done here, they're like, no, you're not.
Right.
I think at 16, they get to choose whether they like continue on in the academic track, but you can also go to more like what they call college.
Like a trade school?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you can do like more, you have lots of different options, I think, at 16. A lot of people just go straight to 18 and then go to university. But here, there's no, you go until you're 18 and then you're free.
Okay.
Okay. Next question. What do the British celebrate on Bonfire Night on the 5th of November? Is it the end of the Great Fire of London, the failure of Guy Fawkes to blow up the King and Houses of Parliament, or is it the formation of the United Kingdom?
Guy Fawkes.
How do you know that?
My old British boss.
Oh, okay. So that is absolutely correct. And again, a lot of Americans don't know what that is, but it's either called Bonfire Night or Guy Fawkes Night. So far, I would say ticket booked.
Ready to go.
Which of the following nationalities has the largest number of UK residents? Polish, Irish, or Indian?
Indian.
So, let's find out. That is correct. According to 2015 estimate, there were 776,000 Indians living in the UK compared to 703,000 Polish and 503,000 Irish. Next question. After English and Welsh, if you're in Wales, which language is the most commonly spoken mother tongue in the UK? Is it Punjabi, French, or Polish?
This is a hard one.
This is a hard one. Well, it's not for me because I think I know the answer, but... So aside from English or Welsh, is it Punjabi, French? I think it's pronounced Punjabi, right? Punjabi?
I think. I don't know.
French or Polish? In the US, I believe it's Spanish, so...
Yeah, definitely Spanish.
Yeah.
Is it Polish?
Yes! Polish was found to be spoken by 546,000 residents of England and Wales in the 2011 census. Very good job. Okay. What is the most prominent religion in the UK? Is it Catholicism, Islam, or Anglicanism, which is basically the Church of England?
Is this like a trick question? Because there's the Church of England.
Not a trick question.
So Anglicanism?
Yes. Anglicanism is correct. 20% of the population affiliate themselves with the Church of England. 50% do not actually regard themselves as part of any religion, but the Church of England is the official church, of England.
If you are religious, that's...
Yeah, and it's like the national... They have like a national religion.
Wow.
But they're not a very religious country, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Which is different from here because we don't have a national religion, but we're a very religious country in general. Yes, Church of England. That's the church I got married in, was a Church of England.
I remember that.
Church. Okay. Which of the following was not invented in the UK? Peanut butter, Marmite, or chicken tikka masala?
I feel like chicken tikka masala.
But I don't think peanut butter was.
Yeah.
You are incorrect. Chicken tikka masala is one of the UK's most popular dishes. Although it is a curry, it is credited as having been created in Britain, some say in Glasgow. Marmite is a British-born spread. Yeah, so peanut butter. They also, Guy does not like peanut butter, and I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's a staple.
It's definitely not as popular in the UK as it is
Interesting.
here. And people, used to say it would be hard to get peanut butter in the UK. That's not true anymore, but you don't find like 18 different brands of it like you do here.
Do you get any of the American brands, or are they all British brands?
That's a great question. I usually buy the generic brand, so I'm not actually sure.
Fair enough.
I buy Tesco's own. Okay, next question. How often is a general election held in the UK? Every 5 years or sooner if the Prime Minister decides, every 5 years on the first Thursday in May, or every 4 years on the last Thursday in May.
I feel like it's the first one.
You're going with every 5 years or sooner if the Prime Minister decides.
Yeah, because I feel like there was a recent... No, okay.
So it says that's wrong. It says the answer is every 5 years on the first Thursday in May. However, I know where you're going with this because they do hold them earlier than those 5 years. So it says here, general elections take place every 5 years. Since the Fixed Term Parliaments Act, the Prime Minister cannot call a snap election without a 2/3 majority in a parliamentary vote. So they can hold them sooner.
It just can't only be the Prime Minister. They have to get the 2/3 majority.
Yes.
That was a trick question, I feel like.
Trick question. Okay, next question. Which of the following is considered poor etiquette in the UK? Is it eating lunch at your desk, arriving at someone's house to say hello uninvited, or arriving for dinner at someone's house 15 minutes late?
I feel like 15 minutes late is not good manners anywhere.
But I'm gonna guess arriving at someone's house uninvited. That sounds like a very American thing to do. But we're gonna guess what you guessed because you're... Oh, you guys! I'm so British! You can be late, but you can't show up uninvited.
Is it really not considered bad manners to be late there?
Let's see what it says. The British tend to value their privacy, so appearing on someone's doorstep unexpectedly can be taken as an invasion of privacy. It's always better to let someone know. I feel like if you're 15 minutes, they would rather you be like 15 minutes late. It's like, oh, the party started at 8, but like, oops, I was running late. I feel like they would prefer that to just showing up.
Okay.
Someone in a social circle I'm in, someone asked some other American people, they said, we just moved into this neighborhood. Should we host like an open house for all of our neighbors to come over? And the people were like, do not do that. People will not come. I think people in certain parts of the UK, like in the north, would come, but they meet at the pub. Okay. They don't want you just like showing up at their house. Whereas here, we're like, please show up to my house. It's a genuine invitation, and also like knocking on people's doors to like say hello if you have new neighbors or something would be very like normal.
That's true. Our neighbor knocked on our door and brought us a bottle of wine when we moved in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No one brought me anything when I moved into my UK house. Okay, next question. It's your 6-month review, and your boss says to you, I might suggest you consider making a development plan to improve your sales. You feel sure that sales are improving, so what are you going to do? 1, prioritize making a development plan as your boss clearly thinks it's important. 2, ignore your boss's suggestion as you feel confident your sales are improving. Or 3, decide to wait a couple of weeks to see if your sales improve before spending time on a development plan.
I think you make the development plan anyway.
You're going to go prioritize making a development plan. So that is going to be correct. And the reason is if your manager suggests something, it's probably something that you're expected to do. So you were looking at it from a good employee standpoint.
I was going to say, is this a cultural thing?
Okay, because it's the language that they used. I might suggest you consider making a development plan. Americans are more direct in their communication. And so somebody might hear that as it's a suggestion that you might consider, but it's not. That's how they say do something.
I think I worked for a British man long enough that
so you know.
I understand that means go do this.
Yes, but I feel like a lot of Americans would be like, am I doing this?
That's fair. I could see that.
So that's where they were going. But you are basically British, as we're finding out from this quiz. Okay, next question. You've just joined a new job. You'd hated the old one because you just joined a new one.
Okay.
Your manager sends everyone in the team an email asking for opinions about a big decision that needs to be made. How should you respond? 1, assume the email isn't for you as you're new to the team. 2, respond saying what you think as your manager is genuinely interested in your opinion. Or 3, respond saying that you know your manager will make the right decision. I would do number 1.
Yeah.
I would assume it's not for me, but I'm not sure if that's the right answer.
Yeah, I think starting a new job, I also feel like I would be afraid to ignore something coming from my manager.
Okay. So what would you do?
I think I would respond with what I think, but also caveat it with the fact that, like, I'm new and I may not know what's going on.
Okay. We're going to guess that one. Wow. She's more British than me. The British tend to be consensual decision makers. Even though the manager tends to have the final say, it's common for all staff members to input their thoughts before a decision is made. So you, again, I would have probably been fired because I never gave my opinion. Okay. Next, I love these what would you do questions. Okay, now you're in a meeting with your British team.
Okay.
And the debate starts to get quite heated, so which basically means for British people that they're talking like slightly above
you can actually hear them.
Normal volume. It's starting to get quite heated between 2 team members who start to raise their voices in anger. There's no chairs being thrown. That happens in America. What do you do? Do you make a joke to break the tension, tell them who you think is right, or ask them to continue the conversation after the meeting?
I think you ask them to continue after the meeting.
Okay. Final answer, ask them to continue.
No.
Incorrect. Humor is often used in the British workplace. You should have made a joke, particularly to break the ice or diffuse conflict.
Interesting.
For
some reason, although I guess looking back, that makes sense.
Okay.
With work, but I also feel like that's what I would do as an American also.
Yeah.
So I second guess myself.
Second guess yourself. So the British way would be to make a joke about this uncomfortable situation.
Right.
And then you all just feel uncomfortable, but someone's made a joke. Okay, next question. You bump into a business acquaintance who says, we should meet for a coffee soon. What does this mean? Does it mean A, it's unlikely that they will be in touch to arrange a coffee? B, they will probably contact you the following day to arrange to meet for a coffee. Or C, they will definitely contact you soon to arrange a time and place to meet in the near future.
I feel like I tell people that all the time and then I never reach out to get coffee.
But is your intention to reach out? I don't know the answer. I mean, I kind of have an idea, but it's whatever you think. Your British team.
My British team.
What does it mean when they said, well, let's meet for a coffee?
I like to think that they're better about this than we are.
Okay, so you're going to go with they will probably contact you or they will definitely contact you?
Probably.
They will probably contact you.
No,
that is wrong.
They also don't do it either.
It's unlikely that they're going to contact you. They're saying this to say goodbye. They don't even want to have coffee with you. So you would fit right in. Okay, how should you address senior managers in a British organization? Sir, madam only, Mr., Mrs., Miss, Ms., and their surname, or by their first name?
I don't know. I'm going to go first name.
I think first name is going to be right. Yes, you are correct. That is British business culture. You don't go around saying Sir so-and-so.
I don't feel like we do either here either. Okay.
No, I don't think so. But I feel like in college or in university in the UK, it's actually a lot more common there to call their professors by their first names.
Oh, interesting.
Whereas here, we definitely tend to do like professor last name.
Yeah. I had professors that were not American that we called by their first name. And then we had American professors that were doctor last name.
Last name. Yeah, definitely. So they really like the first names over there. Okay. It's Friday night, finally.
Okay, finally.
And you are feeling very tired after your first week in your new job in the UK. Your colleagues invite you to the pub. What do you say? Do you A, say yes and decide that this is an opportunity to get to know your colleagues on a more personal level? Say no, as they suspect you're just being, as you suspect they're just being polite, Or apologize and promise you will join them another time. This is your first week, end of the week, they invite you to the pub. Not what do you personally as an introvert want to say.
Fair.
What should you say culturally?
I feel like they're just being polite.
You think say no as you suspect they're just being polite. I think it's going to be say yes to go to the pub, but let's see. You are incorrect. Socializing with colleagues after work is important in the UK and is the most common place to do so is in the pub. So it's a great place to get to know your coworkers. You should say yes if they invite you to the pub.
Okay, good to know.
Now you know. I feel like American coworkers and like there's multiple different places that you might get together.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it also too, in my experience, was more organized. As opposed, it's like a team outing, as opposed to just your coworkers being like, let's just hang out. What's your experience?
Yeah, I don't, especially like the first week. The first week, like no one would ever invite me anywhere.
Right.
But later on, like you start to make friends with your coworkers, and then with that like smaller group, you might go do something. Yeah. But the first week, no way. No.
Okay. Your manager asks, do you have a second when you're in the middle of something that's important? How do you respond? 1, understand this as something important and say yes, of course. B, or 2, tell them that you're busy. Or ask if you could come back to them later when you're finished with what you're working on. They say, do you have a second? You're in the middle of an important project.
I feel like it's probably important and you say yes, of course.
Understand this as something important and say yes, of course is the correct answer. This is an example, it says, of British indirectness. British people often use a question to frame an instruction. And this has happened to me when Guy said to me one time, he was like, oh, is the window closed? And I looked at the window and I said, no, it's not. And then I walked into another room and he was like, why didn't you? I'm like, you didn't ask me to close the window.
Just asked if it was closed.
You just asked me to look and see if it was open or closed, and I told you. Okay, we're on 18 of 20 here. When meeting a British business partner for the first time, what should you talk about? A, don't initiate any conversation, but let your partner take the lead. B, ask if they have any children, and if so, ask to see photos. Or C, make small talk about trivial things such as the weather or your journey to the meeting.
I feel like the small talk.
You're gonna not ask for their children's photos.
Correct, I am not.
That's true. You should do small talk and never ask for their children's photos or about their children until you've known them for like 10 years.
Good to know.
Yeah, the weather, small. Now, I don't feel like a lot of British people I've talked to are like, doesn't everyone talk about the weather as small talk? And I'm like, actually not really, because in Florida, it's so predictable. It's like, what are you going to say? Oh, it's sunny again today?
Yeah, it's just hot and sunny every day.
Like, you're not going to, we're in Britain, it's changing so often that it's easier small talk, but you go other places and they're like, why? Yes, of course
it's like, well, another hot one today, huh?
Okay, which of these is best avoided during a business meeting with British partners? Should you avoid nodding your head occasionally, making strong eye contact, or folding your arms?
I feel like folding your arms.
You should avoid folding your arms.
Yes.
That is absolutely true. Making firm eye contact and nodding your head show that you're listening. Folding your arms to them is a sign of a lack of interest and boredom.
I feel like that's not just a British thing either, though.
Okay, final question. Finally, you've actually been invited for dinner at a colleague's house because they like you. So it's at 7 p.m.
Well, we've already established I could be 15 minutes late.
Well, what time are you arriving? Are you going to arrive A, just a few minutes before 7? Are you going to arrive around 7:15? Or are you going to arrive at 7 p.m. on the dot?
Based on the previous question, I feel like I should arrive at 7:15.
You think you're arriving at 7:15? Final answer, we're arriving 15 minutes late. You are actually correct. I was expecting it to be 7 on the dot, but I like to be on time. Being a little late for a social engagement is acceptable and even expected in the UK, but don't be too late or you risk appearing to be rude.
So what's the line? Like,
Probably
where?
15 minutes.
So if I'm more than 15 minutes late, I'm rude?
I feel like so. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like once you're 20 minutes late, you're late. Okay. To me, 10 minutes is a good, like...
Yeah.
If someone arrives, if they're supposed to come at 2 and they get there by 2:10, I'm like... unless we're like leaving for the airport or like a
right.
like you're basically on time.
Right.
So I would say 15 minutes probably.
Okay. That's the cutoff.
Which is why I'm a bad British person, because I would get there 10 minutes. I wouldn't go in 10 minutes before, but I would sit in my car just in case. I don't like being late.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
So I would show up like 6:59 goes into 7 and I knock at the door.
Yeah.
But I guess I shouldn't do that anymore. I should.
You need to sit in your car longer if you do.
Just sit in my car longer and just be a little bit late.
Yeah.
So. Which makes sense because a lot of people we invite to our house are always late. So now I'm feeling like...
You should have taken a hint.
I thought we just had really late friends. Just like none of you people...
So is Guy late going places?
He used to be, but now he's very on time.
Because he's married you?
Possibly. He's definitely within now the British window of like 5 minutes after. He's not going to be super early because he's like, I have better things to do. Whereas I'm the person who will, like, if I'm driving, I will get in the left lane if I have to turn left in like 3 miles.
Right.
Because I just want to be prepared. He's like, I'm going to wait until it's actually time.
Okay.
So he's a little bit of a, I don't know. He's not, I don't know. I don't know if I'll watch this video and I can reveal all of his, he's very on time now.
Okay.
Yes. I really think that you did really well in this one.
Thank you.
I think you did a lot better than the British words one. I think you are all set for doing a British job.
I just won't be able to communicate with them.
You won't be able when they say...
Or know what stores to go to.
Yes. When they say, do you want to go to John Lewis? You'll be like, is that a home renovation store? And you'll just have to learn that part. But you did really well.
Thank you.
Good job. Okay, so we've reached the end of this video. Sometimes in my videos, I have like a secret thing at the end.
Oh.
So you can come up with, it could be like a secret word they have to write. Like I've done like leave your favorite color, but what do you want them to put in the comments if they've made it to the end of the video?
I want them to put what other British culture things I should know before I come back.
Okay. So if you've made it to the end, leave your advice for Shelby. Other things she should know.
I clearly need it.
And then we'll know that you made it to the end. I'm probably going to go take a nap like this dog has behind us for the past 27 minutes. Thank you guys for watching and we'll see you next time.